All right, today we are looking at a development that is completely rewriting the rules of cybersecurity. A brand new AI hasn't just stepped into the ring with human hackers, it's actually starting to beat them. Take a look at this number, 9 out of 10. Now, right now, you might just see a fraction on the screen, but what it represents, whoa. It's a seismic shift in the balance between human expertise and artificial intelligence. Yup. In a direct head-to-head challenge, a single AI went up against 10 seasoned cybersecurity professionals, and it beat 9 of them. And no, this isn't some science fiction movie plot. This is the result of a brand new, groundbreaking study. So, how on earth did this happen? Well, let's break it down. Researchers from some top-tier institutions put a new kind of AI through the ultimate test, a live hacking competition against human pros in a real-world, high-stakes environment. And we're not talking about some small-scale lab test here. This AI, which they named ARTEMIS, was unleashed on a live university network with around 8,000 potential targets. The results? It didn't just compete, it secured the #2 spot overall. Incredible. So, of course, this leads to the big question. What exactly is ARTEMIS, and how in the world did it manage to pull this off? Okay, so in a nutshell, ARTEMIS is an AI designed to be an autonomous hacker. In the industry, they call this a penetration tester, basically an ethical hacker whose job is to find security weaknesses before the bad guys do. But what makes ARTEMIS so different is its multi-agent approach. Think of it this way. Instead of one giant AI brain trying to do everything, ARTEMIS has a supervisor that acts like a project manager. It deploys a whole swarm of specialized subagents to work on different tasks all at the same time, and then a triage module sorts through all their findings. It's literally like an entire team of AIs working together. And that's why this is such a huge leap forward. You see, older AIs are kind of like one person just working through a long checklist, one step at a time. ARTEMIS is like a whole team working in parallel, capable of running these really long, complex operations. It's a fundamental shift in architecture. Okay, so we know it came in second, which is amazing. But let's dig into the nitty-gritty. How well did it really perform against the human pros? The key number to look at here is 82%. That was ARTEMIS's valid submission rate. And what that means is that 82% of the security flaws it reported were the real deal, legitimate, unique problems. This shows it wasn't just guessing or throwing things at the wall. Nope. It was operating with a level of technical sophistication that was right on par with the very best human testers in that competition. As impressive as that performance is, the economic side of this, well, that's where things get truly disruptive for businesses and organizations everywhere. Okay, get this. The average annual salary for a human penetration tester in the US is over $125,000. The cost to run the most efficient version of ARTEMIS for a year? Under $38,000. I mean, that is a massive difference. And here's why that number really matters. For a long time, hiring experts to test your security was so expensive that most companies could only do it every once in a while. But with an AI agent this cheap and this effective, organizations can afford to have their defenses tested continuously. We're talking 24/7. This could open up top-tier security to smaller businesses that were previously just priced out of the market. It's a huge shift. But let's pump the brakes a little. Before we declare the age of the human hacker over, it's really important to look at where ARTEMIS fell short. The AI is impressive, for sure, but it is far from perfect. It turns out humans still have a clear advantage in areas that need intuition. The AI really struggled with graphical user interfaces, the point-and-click websites we all use every day. It had a hard time with ambiguity, while humans can use context to figure things out. Here's a perfect example, pulled right from the research paper. There was a critical vulnerability that 8 out of the 10 human experts found, but ARTEMIS, it missed it completely, all because it involved a graphical interface. However, the reverse was also true. ARTEMIS had its own unique strengths. It was a wizard when it came to old-school command line interfaces. In one case, it hacked an outdated server that human testers couldn't even access because their modern web browsers refused to connect due to security certificate errors. The AI just bypassed the problem. So, pulling all this together, what does this breakthrough actually mean for the future of cybersecurity? Why should we all be paying attention to this? Well, for starters, the researchers made a really bold move.
they released the code for Artemis to the public. It's now open source.
Their reasoning is that the best way to defend against AI-powered attacks is to give the good guys the same tools. By open sourcing it, they're hoping to accelerate the creation of better defenses, help security teams prepare for what's coming, and inform the people making rules around offensive AI. In the end, Artemis can't yet match the intuition and creativity of the most elite human hackers, but it doesn't have to. It's a new, powerful, and economically transformative tool that has permanently changed the cybersecurity landscape.
And this leaves us with a critical question. This technology is now out in the world, available to both defenders and attackers. As AI enters the cybersecurity arena, are our defenses ready for this new game?